Buddy, I'm sorry for the choppiness of this project, but my camera's giving me trouble, so please bear with me. Hopefully this will be the last chapter here. I didn't get the chance to show you the finished product that we worked on. There's our cushion, really looks nice, doesn't it? Here's the front. You see the lines are nice and straight. We've got our piping right on the edge. It looks really, really sharp. That's our closing seam we did. That looks good. And here's our bottom. It's pretty nice. And again, that will breathe and let the water out. So hopefully we're going to get some longevity. Okay, what I wanted to bring you back with this one, this problem here is these templates that we normally use are almost unusable. So this is going to make this project much harder. So what I had to do, the problem is, see, they're so bent and contoured to the seat that when you lay them down on the vinyl, it was virtually impossible to trace. So what I even had to do is I added this strip of vinyl just to keep the, try to keep the armrests parallel, because when I laid them on the vinyl to duplicate, they were spread way out. It was way wider, I knew, than what I needed. So anyway, I just did that. So what I simply did is I just made it bigger, much bigger than I had to. And then what I did, as you can see, these are these indentations from the old seams. So all I did was I put it on here, make sure I had enough overlap so that we could staple it when we're done. And then I just laid this on. And of course it was before. And I just took a pencil, and if you put it down against it, the indentation from the previous seam will be exposed. So I just took a pencil and followed all the way down, all the way across, and then just cut it off. And that, like this stuff, this will come off with my awesome cleaner. No problem. So that's the way we're going to have to do it. Virtually going to be like a really custom fit job here. So anyway, that's what I will do with the other pieces, and I'll show you how we go. Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to get this finished as far as the sewing goes, and then tomorrow we will install it, and so we will be done. What I wanted to just bring you back, I've done the initial sewing. As you'll see again, I just put the singles seam here, even though we're going to do this in French. I like to bring these pieces back and lay them on, make sure everything's fitting together. What I did want to show you especially, I don't know if you can notice on these are the patterns. This was the one for the top, and they were really gnarly, really curly, and when I had them laid out, I couldn't trace them at all. It was just terrible. So a trick that I learned a while ago is if you take them and fold them in half like this, and then I staple them together, what that does, it gives you a more controllable tracing. So now you can kind of put it down and hold it down while you trace around it, and then again you just do the mirror image. You trace one, then you trace the other side, and that's why I have these seams here. Put seams there, and I put seams here which weren't in the original product, but it's what I had to do to get these to lay right, because it was a bear trying to trace them, and it wasn't coming out at all. So I think it looks good. We did them in French. I also did it here. Put a French seam there, so that will be, hopefully we can center that, and it will look really, really nice. So there we go. We're all set to do the, I got the outside frame. This will be for the whole frame and the whole covering, and then there's the back, kind of the backsplash kind of thing. And we're in good shape. So I'll start sewing, and I'll show you, one of our subscribers wrote from one of my last videos that putting the double-sided tape on just the Grosgrain fabric before you try to do the seams for these French makes life a lot easier. And that's what I did here and I did there, and he was right. It is a much easier process. So I will show you what that is like, especially with these corners. It's hard to do French on corners. A lot easier to do the straight ones. But anyway, I'll show you what I'll do. So we'll do the French together. And then that really be the last thing of interest sewing wise. And then I'll just finish the sewing. We're going to do an experiment on the hold down strips. I got a couple of different adhesives I'm going to try. So I'm going to just stick on some patches, let it sit overnight, and see which one is the tightest. And then tomorrow we will assemble this thing and we will be done. So anyway, hold on for a minute and we'll get set up. Now what I've done is I went over the whole seam with the back of my scissors, just trying to get this thing splayed and to lay down. It's very difficult and it doesn't do a very good job, but I don't know what else to do. What I used is both these from Sailrite. This is the two-sided tape I put down, and this is the Grosgrain fabric. It's good, it's tough, but it's really thin, so it doesn't make a big bump when you do your French seams. So I just ran the two-sided tape all the way down, cut it to length. So I'll get you started here. It's going to take a long time to do, unfortunately, because it's a big piece. But I recommend as you start, pull off, not all of it, you pull off like a section. And then we go, start at the beginning, and then I try to place it in the middle. And then splay it out with one finger, and put this down. Just take your time, splay, and stick it down. So we'll just run that all the way around, and I'll bring you back. Okay, we got it on there. It went on pretty good, but I mentioned these corners are rough. See, I'm kind of wrinkly there. Anyway, just pull out 6 inches, rub it in. Spread with one hand, rub all the way down. Take your time, and that's what it should look like when you're done. So we'll be able to sew into that. Got a little bit of bump here where I made the other French. Hopefully it won't look too bad. Okay, I've shown you how to do French a bunch of times, so let me sew this and I'll bring you back. Welcome back, everybody. Here we go. Got a beautiful French. I really like these little side Frenches, so I think it's going to look really sharp. Okay, now we'll sew the other pieces on and mount it. Okay, welcome back, everyone. We're making some progress here. We've got the French, we put the French on the sides, and now we're filling in the middle here. This is a little tough sewing, simply because you're wrapping it around, and it can seem like all the vinyl's in your way all the time. But anyway, you just, again, make sure you mark your centers, you keep everything centered. I got a good roll. You see, I did make a mistake here. There's a center, and this is a seam. The seam was supposed to be a ½ inch over, but that's wrapped under. You'll see it's just error. I think it's looking pretty good. What I have not done is put the hold down strips on. I decided to put them on at the end, so I'm going to finish sewing. So now we just need to put the bottom kind of backsplash in there, and it goes like that. And then we'll be done, I think, with the sewing. As you see, this used to be a single. Now we've doubled it up, so I think it looks a little nicer. Should be a little stronger. It's going to be a bear. Get the wrinkles out of here. It's just not going to happen. I can see why it had wrinkles on it when it was new. It's just too much material to get into this hole, but we'll do as well as we can. Okay, here you go. Let me sew this piece. I'll bring you right back. Welcome back. We got it done. At least the initial sewing, and just rough fitted it on here. The only thing you can see, our seam line looked pretty good. The one I missed was this one, but again, that will be tucked under, so I don't think that will look bad. These should go right perfect. Now remember, what we did is we identified where the hold down strips run. So I will mark on the vinyl where it starts and stops on both sides, and then there's one that runs all the way across here. So we got to put basically 3 strips. Strip there, strip over here, and a strip down there. And then we'll put it together and see how we do. Okay, everybody, here's our finished product. It came out pretty nice, I think. It was very, very hard with the hold down strips in these corners. So I got some wrinkles here, as you can see, but otherwise it came out really nice. We got a nice French seam, came out really, really sharp. I got all the wrinkles with steaming out of the armrests in the back here, so that looks good. The cushion came out really, really nice. So this was a very hard project. I would definitely not recommend this for a first attempt, but it is fun and it's interesting, if nothing else. So this is my first one I've ever done, and unfortunately it kind of looks like it. So anyway, I think it looks pretty good. A lot of work, but it came out pretty nice. I'm sure you can do it, but please practice on cushions like this first before you do chairs. Anything with a hole in it like this, and tuck hold down strips inside a curve, very difficult to get to lay down properly. So flat things are much better to start on, and then you can try one of these chair kind of things. Also, I did a lot of steaming on this, so I think it's time to do a chapter just on steaming. As a matter of fact, I just bought a new steamer. It'll be in a week or two. And when I get that in, I'm going to demonstrate on how that's going to work, because it saved my life on this one here. So anyway, you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.